Morning, day 9 here on the Yukon River. We found a pretty decent camp last night. It wasn't marked in the book, but we found it. There's that stick hanging out of the ground. I was able to make the steps a little bit better. So it was just this one giant step, and I added a step there with rocks, and I added a step there. This rope is my rope. I wish I had an extra rope I could keep here, because it does help, but I gotta take the rope with me. So yeah, we ended up, pulling off another 45 miles yesterday. Brian and I, we didn't get on the water till, we're in the late schedule. So we didn't get on the water till probably about 10:45, and we just paddled. We didn't stop once. That's kind of the style that we do sometimes. And we paddled straight until, we found our campsite. But we found our campsite at a decent time, and got up there, and we're pretty comfortable. We got a fire. For the first time on this trip, we got a fire going. So it felt wrong to not have had a fire once. But it was nice to get that warmth, and it was pretty buggy here, so it helped with the bugs last night. This is a really cool spot. We have the mountains on this side, just hilly mountains right there, right up against the river. But man, the views yesterday were just, they were incredible. At one point I remember rounding a corner and we were just completely covered in mountains, and it was pretty spectacular. I don't see how the views can get any better than that. But we'll see what the last 100 miles has to offer. Basically 101 miles left. We could do this in 2 days, but we are trying to plan it so we do it in about 3 days, 2.5 days. 2 more 40-mile. We want to do 2 40-mile paddles, and then we want to be able to finish off with a 20-mile or less paddle. That way we have time to kind of, figure out how to get our boats to the truck and that kind of stuff.
This wind is insane right now.
Apparently I was charging bears and didn't know it. The water doesn't taste very good anymore. There were a couple really fresh creeks that we passed yesterday. We should have stopped at and filled up, but there's a bunch more creeks coming up a short distance away today. So I'm hoping, those one of those we can stop at looks more fresh, and we can fill up our water, because the water just has it's still clear when it's filtered. It just doesn't taste good. Hasn't had any ill effects from it, but just doesn't taste very good. So I think that is on the agenda this morning, to try to find a fresh creek or stream to get some water from. Definitely make us feel better, and if I do, I'll just fill everything up and probably have enough to get to Dawson. Morning, day 9. We are putting in the water. This is the earliest we've been on the water. It is 9:55 in the morning. So we beat our other days by about an hour almost. But we got to camp a little earlier yesterday. So yeah, the camp wasn't bad last night. That hill was a little bit of a pain. I made some steps to make it better, and it helped out for sure. But we got to see a beautiful sunrise straight in front of me. Is where it was yesterday, with the sunrise or sorry, beautiful sunset in front of me, and going kind of behind these mountains up here, like behind that mountain there. And just kind of, looking out our front door and just seeing all these hilly mountains that come right to the water was pretty cool to have a campsite there. So a campsite doesn't look like it's been around real long. And it's kind of cool because it's the way it's kind of grassy there is you can kind of still expand it if you have a big group. We didn't have to expand it, but we tried to improve it by making the stairs a little better. I wish there was a rope I could have left, because that would have helped out people in the future. But I've got 2 main ropes on this trip, and I've proven to need them both at the same time multiple times, so I wasn't ready to let go of that rope. But day number 9 on the water today. We have just over 100 miles to Dawson City. We're hoping to make it there on day 11. So including today, 3 more days of paddling. Today we are hoping to paddle another 40 miles and then start looking for a campsite around Stewart City. I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know if it'll be like the fort and we were able to camp at the fort. We really don't have a clue. But we're going to make our way towards that. We're going to be passing the White River today, and the color of this, the Yukon, is going to change colors quite a bit once we hit that river, I believe. Want to find a creek to filter out of. The water just doesn't taste good at all. Brian has a good bit of single fresh water bottles left, so I was able to snag a couple from him, so I'll be good for a while. I still have that Coke as well. Yeah, going down the river, looking forward to a good day of paddling, see what other sights we see today. It's been just, ever since we left Carmack, the sights of these mountains, and they were good before Carmack too, but the sights of these mountains have just been spectacular. Was hoping to get the drone out this morning, but it was windy. It's died down since, so I don't know, just unfortunately it's gonna be one of those trips not really gonna have too much drone footage, but that's all right. This is just spectacular, it really is. GPS Map 66i. This thing has been incredible. I preloaded the route on here. I did a route on Google Earth. So that's the mileage that I use straight from Canoe People, which is where we put in. So all the mileage that I'm telling you is from Google Earth where we put in. Now, if you were to get books and read books, the mileage in the books differ from what I got on Google Earth, but that's okay. So I don't know where I don't really know where the discrepancy is and why it's off. But it's not a big deal. It's just interesting. So yeah, you're out here in the wilderness. You need a good GPS. That GPS has full mapping, easy to see. It has inReach, so I'm able to talk to people, and it has SOS as well in case something were to majorly happen bad. Can press a button and chat to someone on the other side and send appropriate help if it came to that, for a bear attack or whatever. So yeah. This channel up here, so the braids just pretty much continue. This is an island here. The channel, it almost seems like there's two main channels, but the little bit bigger channel seems to be coming up on the right of these islands, so that's why I'm making my way to the right of them to try to stay in the main channel. Better chance of keeping good flow, I think, doing that. So we came to another island split here, and looking at the map, it looked like the more direct, slightly bigger channel was to the right. But as I came closer and closer to this island, the water was just pushing me to the left of the island. So we made the decision to go ahead and go to the left side of the island instead. This doesn't look like a small channel. If this is where the water's going, this is where we want to be. But just sometimes it's tricky to kind of figure out, the best place to go.
They say it was true that I was sold, but the trouble with truth is it just don't get old. There's a gravity to grace I can't escape, and the trouble with grace, it gives more than it takes. Yeah, I need grace that gives more than it takes. There's a wildfire that's burning in my soul, so baptize me in that fire and let me go. I can hear the silence calling me to leave behind what's there, to be born again. Oh, I need to be born again. I need to be born again. The narrow way is not the narrow mind, but the narrow mind feels safer locked inside, seeing colors that I've never seen. Yeah, black and white feels eyes of certainty. I can live with eyes of certainty. There's a wildfire that's burning in my soul, so baptize me in that fire and let me go. I can hear the silence calling me to leave behind what's there, to be born again. Oh, I need to be born again. I need to be born again. Leaving behind empty expectations, letting go of personas I've perfected, leaving behind the bullets that I bury with, letting go of the anger that I'm armored with.
Looking at the GPS, we've done, looks like about 19 miles today thus far, which means we're gonna have most likely 20 miles in 3 hours, in the first 3 hours. So that'll be before 1 o'clock, so that's pretty good. The plan is to paddle to Stewart City, which is about 20, 21 miles, 22 miles away from here. And that'll give us right about 40 on the day. And that's when we're going to start looking for camp. So we have now reached the 350 mile marker point for this trip. 350 miles. What a journey it has been so far. Brian and I just keeping a steady paddle at this point. We're just a few miles from the confluence with the White River. At that point, I expect the look of the water to change. So we'll have to see what it looks like when we get there. But yeah, 350 miles, 75 to go. We got it. We got it. Everything here is just so vast. It's just so big. Really cool. The main confluence point is up here. So as we make our way to the confluence, this isn't the main confluence point, but you can actually see the White River. You can see where it intermingles right here. That is wild. So right now, there's White River water. That is pretty cool. Now back to Yukon. That's pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like right up here at the main confluence point. Half a mile. GoPro turn on. So we're finally coming up here on the main confluence point of the Yukon and the White River. It's flowing good too. Boy, is that white flowing, boy. Here we are, the confluence with the White. It's got good current coming out of it too. That is pretty cool. See how this water is white right here at the confluence, and I think it's going to overtake is sort of the main color going down the Yukon. That is pretty flippin' cool, man. And look at the current coming out of this river. It was going with some force. Right here. That is pretty cool. I'm really amazed at the force at which it's coming. Maybe it'll give some more giddy up to the Yukon here.
That's
So
what I thought you were talking about.
no,
Being pretty cool.
I was talking about the confluence. So apparently at the confluence there, apparently I was charging bears and didn't know it. I was busy looking at the water, so the camera probably caught it. So apparently there were 2 bears there. I don't know, I didn't see them. That is pretty cool. See how this water is white right here at the confluence, and the thing it's going to overtake is sort of the main color going down the Yukon. That is pretty flippin' cool, man.
Dude, you were charging bears. They look like brown bears. I don't know how you didn't see it. So just to my right there, that is the confluence of the Stewart River. Since we reached the White River, we've pretty much just been floating down the river. We've had great currents, probably about 7, so I've been pretty solid. So we've been just floating down the river here for a while. We're going to make our way to the right shore over here, because if we're going to find camp, it's probably going to be over there. I think the whole load of the last 9 days is starting to hit us. We're both getting pretty tired. Oh, I do? So we're assuming, you know, even though there's no campsites in the book around here, we're assuming there are some. You just got to keep your eyes peeled for that easy takeout, because that's probably where it is. Since we have intercepted the White River and the, what's that last river we just got? Anyway, since we intercepted the White River and this last big river, I forget what it's called at the moment, this river has just gotten huge. It's just enormous at this point. Flow rates have continued to be good, so we've just been floating down the river at 6-7 miles an hour. That's without paddling. Brian's making his way now to the left island over here. Let's see how it is looking for camp. Yeah, no, not there. We're flying right now. 8 miles an hour. We're over 8 miles an hour right now, not paddling. Still over 7. It'll make it a little tricky to tuck off if we see a spot. Swirl, swirl, swirls. What?
Current is ripping through here.
Yeah, it is. And all these swirlies in here too. All these swirlies in here too.
It looked like one was trying to pull you down. That's weird. Like this.
I don't like it either. Well, there is a beach here.
Doesn't look very good, though.
Nope, it just looks like a beach.
Could be. It looks awfully small to be a wildfire, though.
But there's smoke there and smoke there. I don't really see a path going up from here. Yeah, I'm interested in that fire now. Smoke.
Yeah.
I like to see what they look like around this corner.
If we make to on the other side of that.
Yeah. Wildfire beginning, a smaller one, or if it's controlled, we really don't know at this point. But we could actually see the fire at one place, and we could see smoke in a few other places, all nearby. So stay tuned. Really a quick area.
Nice, because instead of making that terrible miles, just floating into the camp, you know?
The camera can pick up all the smoke in there. Very well may be a wildfire. So yeah, we went from looking for a camp to we're still just floating down the river. We're still making good time, but at this point we're thinking we need to get past these fires. We're not sure how big it is at the moment, but we can see it going down the shoreline. It's on the off the shore to the far side of the river. It's not super far. It's not, you know, right next to us either, but we can see it. So, and it's on this side of the mountain that we can see over there, so it's not incredibly far away. Canada is battling a lot of wildfires this year, and a lot in the Yukon, from what I understand. Gosh, this looks like it's flying. Going 10. Holy crap. 10 miles an hour.
Weirdest islands.
So at this point we have paddled 50 miles and we are looking for camp, but we're also keeping this fire, paying attention to this fire and smoke and the direction it's going and all that. We're really specifically looking at the right side of the bank, which is nothing but mountainous hills right now, so that won't work. And we're looking for islands on the, toward the right side of the river right now. So at this point, it looks like we passed the wildfires. We're still smelling a little bit of smoke, but it's not as bad. So I think we're sort of okay camping wherever at this point. Wherever we can find that's decent. It's still just 6 o'clock though. Yeah, since we reached the Bears, this current has been really good though, pretty much.
Yeah. That,
White River?
no, the river, the other river.
I can't remember what it's called.
That's when I noticed it really tapered off a couple days ago. Was that?
Oh, a few days ago.
Who the hell?
I don't remember.
But yeah, I sort of thought it would be lazy all the way in the
Yeah.
St. Camden.
And it hasn't been.
Any other city?
Dawson?
No, yeah.
Carmack?
Carmack.
I think it's Carmack. So we are paddling now, trying to get to what is listed on the map as a good camp. If people happen to be there, there is another potential midwater camp on island listed probably about 2.5 miles past it. So at this point we probably have, I don't know, 12 miles or so to get there. It's probably, let's see here, 6:30 in the evening. So we have 2 hours or less to paddle to get there. The current has remained fantastic. We haven't done a whole lot of paddling the second part of this day. Yeah, so just paddling there, I was at about 8.5 miles an hour. So the current's moving along probably 7 right here. So we'll definitely make time. The current is the only reason we can go. Think about going this far. And we still smell a little bit of smoke, but it has gotten so much better. I'd be sort of fine camping wherever at this point, but at this point we've done so much that if we get to this camp, we're looking at probably finishing tomorrow. Plan was not to finish tomorrow, but you know, if it's going, if we're going to do all these miles and we only have 30 some miles, might as well do them all in one day, right? Where does this go? I guess we got to go around. And by the way, Brian and I have not gotten out of the boats all day. We started at 10, actually, yeah, 9:55 I think we put off. And it is after 6:30, and we have not gotten out of the boats once. Never found that creek to get water from. But at this point, I think Brian has enough fresh water to get us to the end, so it doesn't really matter. Especially if we finish tomorrow. But we'll see. Still not 100% sure that's what's going to happen. So we are going to a camp that is listed on this map. I don't remember if I said this or not. It is probably 6.5 to 7 miles away. Just around this bend, but it's a long turning corner. It's right at a creek. It's right at Reindeer Creek. So we're really hoping no one's there, needless to say. So right now I'm just beast paddling. I don't know if Brian's close to me or not. I'm gonna try to get up here close to this island, and then I'll stop and let him catch up if he's behind me. This is the hardest I have paddled all day. It's probably 7:30 in the evening. We've been paddling straight since 10, and trying to get to this campsite. So this is a good campsite. We hope nobody is there. So the good news is we have left the wildfires behind. We no longer smell any smoke or anything. And that is what prompted this long day, is the fire. And then the more and more we kept paddling, we're like, well, there's a good campsite listed at mile like 300. Yeah, let's paddle there today. It'd be fun, they said. Needless to say, we are teetering on the exhausted phase, and we're trying to keep paddling now to get there. The current's still good. So we have this big, huge island we're going around to the left. If we went to the right of it, it would actually be a shorter distance, a good bit shorter distance. But the current has proven to almost always be worth going to the main channel. So we are going to go to the main channel around this big freaking island. And once we get past this island, it's not too much further, then we'll be to the campsite. Water's a little lower than I expected in this channel. Looking at the map that I have, it looks like a wider, kind of more of a main channel than it actually is. We should have taken the right channel. No, it's going to be quick like this. GPS says I am 4/10 of a mile away from Reindeer Creek, and this campsite is right at Reindeer Creek. I think I can see it. Right there. Brian, I apologize. This was a little further than I thought. And then we had all this slow water paddling. I apologize. And it is late. It is almost 9 o'clock. So we're rolling into this. What a freaking crazy day. Did not expect those fires, obviously. But just didn't want to be near them. And then it came into like, why don't we just keep paddling? And we kept paddling, and we kept paddling, and we kept paddling. This looks like the site. Table built.
So my estimate has us at about 72 miles today. That's just, those are stupid numbers. So we come up here and we got a table, we got a fire pit, got another little table. It's a decent enough area, it's not bad. And there is a outhouse hole that way. We already walked there. I don't want to go there again. It's just a hole. They want you to potty in the hole. Potty in the hole! And then we have some tent spots over here. Brian and I are gonna get our stuff out of the boats and start setting up camp. It's 9 o'clock at night.